Okay, so what I'm about to show you just is they're unsolicited testimonials straight from my inbox, and what I mean by unsolicited is they just sent them to me without my asking, and they're straight from my inbox. Bad spelling and all the bad, horrible grammar included. I have blacked out certain areas for privacy and such, their last names and some email addresses and such. But I'm just going to go through these fairly quickly and just let you make your own decisions. And I did put these in picture format rather than just doing a screen capture because I thought I would save you all the spam of my male enhancement pills and Viagra spam and stuff. So I'm just going to go through these kind of quick, and I hope you enjoy. This is the first one here. It's a real short one. Just says, hey, what's up? Thanks for the tips. I got my ex back. All right. And this one looks like it's from Allison. Sorry for not getting back to you, but I have the love of my life back now. Allison, that is terrific. Thank you for sharing that with me. This one's from Andrea, and she gets her boyfriend back. A real short one from Ashley. Colette gets a call from her ex, and now they're back together. Good job, Colette. Real short note from Donna. Heather reconnects with her guy. It worked. Well, of course, Eva. Got him back 4 weeks ago. Another one is saying it works. John, I don't get a whole lot from men because they're a little more closed off, but here's one from John. Invaluable assistance with help getting my ex back. You are more than welcome, John, and thank you for writing in and letting me know. Wife is talking to me for the first time in over a year. I get a lot of folks that call and say, we haven't been in contact for a while. Will this still work? It does still work. And here's a little bit of proof for you. From a fellow named Jorge that got his wife talking to him the first time over a year. This person got my name wrong, TJ. It's actually TW or TW. But Julie says he's back and he's so different. Awesome. I got him back, says Kathy. And we did a little emailing back and forth. Says, thank you for your answer. Got my boyfriend back. I'm so happy to have him back home with me and my kids. Thank you so much. Kim, I am so pleased for you. Guess what? Got him back. That's from KK. Got my ex back, but he's going to the Army. So Leslie gets back together before he joins the Army. I'm glad for her. Mark was skeptical. This is from another gentleman, but he get back together, and it says going great now. I'm happy to say we're back together. Great job again, Natalie. Narita, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Narita gets her man back just before the holidays. Thank you, Nikki. Sam Nang finds some happiness. This one's a little different. He didn't get his girl back. It says, if you just look at the bottom there, it says, but anyway, I'm over that relationship and I never want to go back. Never. Actually, I feel 1,000% better. That's great, Sam Nang. And he calls me a relationship god up at the top there. I don't know about that, but I do love helping some folks out. Shannon was skeptical, but seeing positive changes now. That's a big, long letter, but that's the gist of it there. Thanks so much for all your encouragement. My ex invited me down to see him on the 27th of December. Awesome, when you get back together for the first time there. Good luck to you, Steph. Got my fella back. And most important of all is I would love to help you too. Hey, this is T.W. Jackson. I would like to welcome you to the site here. You can call me T-Dub, and I wanted to do a video for you that I am hoping will really help you out. Whether you decide to come back and visit my site or not, I'm hoping this will be something you can take with you today, and that will really help you out, because I know if you're visiting, you're going through a really tough time now with a breakup. And I answer, gosh, hundreds of emails every month. I get a lot more, but unfortunately I just can't keep up. And from time to time I get real letters by the post, which is really, really cool. I got one just the other day. I'm going to cover the guy's name up, the return address, to keep it private, but this was on March 27th. But let me show you that here right quick. T.W. Jackson, if you'd like to write to me, I'd love to get a letter from you. It's 608 West Parkway, PMB 123 in Russellville, Arkansas, and that's 72801. Just out here in the country. Just an old country boy. Like I told you, if you've read through a little bit the introduction and the letter, ex-service guy. I've been through the military, all kinds of countries and states and stuff. But that's enough about me. All the time I get letters and emails from folks, and they've just got word of the breakup. And man, it's such an emotional and trying time there. You have to excuse me. I don't do a whole lot of these videos, so I hope it comes across helpful for you, but I'll probably do a little bumbling. But look, what happens a lot of times is somebody gets that initial breakup, whether it be in a letter or face-to-face, and they just kind of go insane for a little while. That's the best way to put it, just kind of an insanity. And they start doing what I call text message terrorism. They're text messaging back and forth and just trying to figure out what's happened. Do they have somebody else they're really seeing? Or is what they're telling you the truth? Why are they breaking up? Professing their undying love. Another common occurrence is what I call drunk dialing. It's when you go out, you try to forget about everything, but you go out and you have a few drinks, and before you know it, you're on the phone, dialing up your ex, talking to your ex, and basically, kind of making a fool out of yourself. And if you've done that, don't feel bad. That happens to so many people. You would just not believe. And, I've been there before too. So, what do you do? And the thing you should do is very, very counterintuitive to what you feel inside of what happens. So instead of doing the drunk dialing, the text message terrorism, we're trying to get in front of them and trying to keep that relationship together. You got to kind of do what I call, it's a kind of ninja, kind of jujitsu. If you've ever heard of jujitsu or what is that, judo. What you want to do is kind of use the force. If they're applying a karate chop to you, you want to use that force not against them, but you want to use that force and kind of deflect it. And that is really your first move. And you're probably saying, what the heck are you talking about, T-Dub? You just totally confused me. So here's what I mean. The first thing you want to do is you just want to agree with the breakup. Okay? You want to agree with the breakup. Now, you may already be past this point. I'm going to talk about that here in a second. But in a perfect world, in a theoretical situation, they say, John, this is not working out. I'm done. I've had it. That's it. And what John should do is say, you know what? You're right. I've seen this coming, and a breakup is the best thing for both of us. In fact, if he could, you don't want to overplay it, but what would be really good is if he took that and went a step further and kind of made that like his freedom. Did you see what I'm saying? So what he would do is say, you know what, I'm glad you brought that up, because I've been thinking the same thing for a long time, and it's probably the best thing to do. Now you're probably thinking, well, you know what, T-Dub? I'm way past that point. I've already done all the text message terrorism. I've talked to their parents, I've talked to their brothers and sisters, and I've kind of put myself in a bad position. So what do you do now? Well, there's a lot of different opening moves, but one of the most effective ones is just to write a short handwritten letter and just say, hey, you know what? I was kind of acting kind of crazy, but You're exactly right. I agree that we should be split up, we should be broken up, and it's probably the best thing for both of us. And that is your opening move right there. And it's an opening move. It's not. It's the like the opening chess move. It's not the end of the game. It's not the or anything. But you have to get on their side. You have to agree with them. You have to let them go before they're ever going to want to come back. There's a lot of reasons why this works. One of them is that people want what they can't have. I mean, we all know this, and it works in other fields too, in finances and banking. When's the hardest time to get credit? When you have zero credit. They don't want to give you any credit if you don't have any credit. It's only if you have money, that they want to give you credit, or if you have credit, they'll give you some credit. So it's a tough situation. The same thing with a job. How do you get a job if you don't have any experience? You got to have that experience first, and there's some point in there where you just got to get some traction there. But that is your opening move, and what the rest of my course, The Magic of Making Up, does is take that opening move and tells you where you should go from there. But that opening move is extremely helpful, and I've seen it bring back a lot of relationships just by getting that opening move out there and saying, hey, you know what? I agree with the breakup. I'm calm, I'm cool. You don't say I'm calm and cool, but you want to give that tone that you're calm and you're cool and you're collected about it. And you're right. Hey, you know what? You're exactly right. It's the best thing both of us could have done. Let me give you a little example really, really quick. I had a guy just email me. He was set to go to the Bahamas with his girlfriend. He's quite frantic, really nice guy, but he's quite frantic. His girlfriend has told him just recently that, I mean, it's not funny, but she told him just recently that she wanted to still go to the Bahamas with him, but just go as friends. Now, this fella, and I'm not going to tell you his name, wrote me and said, hey, what do I do? Do I take her along and take her along just as friends? We're not really broken up. And the first thing is that when a girl tells you they just want to go to Bahamas as friends, you're broken up. Okay? So what he should do is not even cancel the trip. See, all of his friends are telling him to cancel the trip, and you don't even want to cancel the trip. What you should do is say, hey, you know what? You're right, and I've even been thinking about doing this breakup. What I'm going to do is don't worry about the Bahamas. I'm going to take a friend, in quotes, and he doesn't have to say who it is. I'm going to take a friend with me to Bahamas, and we're going to go down there and have the time of our lives. And that would be his opening move. Now, I know you're sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, what about, who's the friend? If she asks who the friend is, you say, I'm not sure yet. You just kind of leave that open. You're okay with the breakup. You're going to go on and continue with your life. In fact, you're going to go on and make your life fabulous. So, if you're already beyond that point, try that letter, handwritten. Don't text message it. Don't don't call them and tell them. Just write a really fast handwritten letter and fire that off to them. And you want it to be that you're okay with the breakup and say, hey, you're right. That was the best thing that both of us could possibly do. And that is your opening move. And then you've got to get with yourself and be okay with it yourself. Once you do that, you're on the right road. And it works. And it works very well. I hope this video helps you. Please read on down beneath. You'll find some other really helpful stuff there. There's another video below this. And I look forward to talking with you in the future. And drop me a letter if you want to. I'd sure like to hear from you. I try to get to all of them, but sometimes I'm just they just come in too fast. So I love to help folks out, though. And I've got my contact email address. Let me hear from you. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. What they say that time heals all wounds. I'm sure you've heard that. You probably also know if you're like me and you're the guy or the gal walking around with the wound, that's not a whole lot of consolation. So I hope so many folks that are going through such a turmoil inside and the turmoil in their minds and in their hearts, I've come up with what I call the fast forward technique. And I put that in the Magic of Making Up system, and it's a healing technique where I kind of compress time down so you go through the healing process. You can do that in a matter of hours rather than taking the matter of months or years, because one of the first things you have to do is get right in your own mind and in your own heart. I don't have time to go into the whole technique here in the video because it is a healing technique, but I thought I would give you what I call the calming mind technique. This is more of a trick actually, and it'll help you get your mind into a little bit of a calmer state. And it's a trick because the human mind can't focus on more than 2, 3, maybe 4 feelings at a time if you're if you're really good, like a swami or a monk, maybe 5 or 6 feelings at a time. But most of the time, the human mind can't focus on more than a couple of feelings at a time, and it really helps you to calm your mind. So I think I can teach it to you right now. You can do it anywhere. So if you're getting ready for an interview, or you want to use it with your situation with your ex, you're having any type of turmoil, or if you just want to quiet your mind, maybe before you go to sleep, this really works very well. Here's how you do it. First, this is not a breathing technique, but all I want you to do is, for right now, is just to breathe naturally. And I want you to notice your chest moving up and down. I want you to notice the air moving in and out of your nostrils. Now, while you're doing that, at the same time, see if you can feel your heart beating. So you're focusing on your breathing. You're feeling your chest move up and down, the air go through your nostrils. And at the same time, see if you can feel your heart beating. I want you to focus on your breathing and your heart beating at the same time. And while you're doing that, see if you can notice the air moving across the hair on your forearms. If you don't have any hair on your forearm, just see if you can notice the air moving across your forearms or your hands. So you're focusing on your breathing, your chest is moving up and down, and feel your heart beating at the same time, in the air, in the room, on your forearms. See, at this point, you're focusing on about 3 different things. And if you'll notice, your mind is probably a little bit calmer right now. If it's not, it's okay, because you're looking at a picture of me and trying to do a couple other things at the same time. So what you do is just do this by yourself, alone, and all you're doing is focusing on your breathing at the same time, your heart beating, and maybe one other physical sensation. And it helps you to just feel almost immediately calm, because, again, the human mind can't focus on more than 3 or 4 things at the same time. So, again, this is kind of a trick. Inside the Magic of Making Up system, I use a deeper healing process called the fast forward technique. And it's a little bit more of a permanent solution for you. But I thought I would share this with you. I really enjoyed talking with you and making this video, and I hope it's going to help you and give you a tool that you can go on and use, not only in this situation, but that next speech you have to give, or the next interview you go on. Maybe it'll give you a little tool that you can use to calm your mind a little bit. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Hey, this is T.W. Jackson. You can call me T-Dub. I did this video for you. It's called The First Step to Stopping Your Breakup. And I did this because I really want to help and give you some direction, because I know this is such an emotionally trying time. It's easy to make mistakes, because I've been there before, and I've helped folks that have been here, and you wake up in the morning. Well, you just don't want to wake up. You just don't even want to roll out of bed, and everything on the radio, every song reminds you of your ex. You go to work and you drive by all the places you used to eat and used to go to, and it's so tough to not do the wrong things because we're so emotional. So this is the purpose of the video, and I sure hope it helps you out. Oh, please keep in mind that technologically wise, I'm just a normal, everyday, average kind of guy. So please forgive me if I make a whole bunch of boo-boos and mistakes here. Very first thing, you may be past this point, but you don't want to panic. It's the very worst thing you can do. If you've already panicked in that, we're going to talk about that here in a minute. When you completely flip out and have an emotional breakdown, it only confirms their decision to break up with you. And of course, it pushes them farther away. If you're being clingy, if you're just demanding they spend more time with you, you're demanding they talk with you about this, it just pushes them farther away. Now, here's some signs of panic. If you've done this or had this done to you, you'll immediately recognize it. I call it text message terrorism. And, it's basically just sending a barrage of text messages trying to stay in this person's life and trying to, get back together with them and, just trying to find out exactly what happened. And it's one of the first signs that you'll see a lot of time is text message terrorism, I call it, or the old drunk dialing. Now, you don't necessarily have to be drunk to do what I call drunk dialing. You can be in a highly emotional state, and this is still I consider drunk dialing, but you know what this is too if you've done that. It's just calling over and over and over again, especially if you're getting the voicemail, and you want to basically professing your undying love or how much you're sorry for what you did. None of this helps. Arguing about the breakup, contacting their friends and family. Now, this is kind of an interesting one. Reason most of us do this is because we don't accept what the ex have told us for the reason that they broke up. So we may think they have somebody waiting in the wings, or there's some other reason other than what they've told us for why they're breaking up. But you still don't want to do it. And accidental meetings. These don't really fool your ex, and they're not accidental. So another thing you don't want to do. So if you don't want to do all those things, what should you do? And this is really tough because you want to it's counterintuitive. What you should do is counterintuitive and opposite of your feelings. Your feelings inside are like, I've got to see them. I've got to tell them, what really happened. I've got to tell them how I really feel. And that's exactly opposite of what you should do. So, here's the big secret. For right now, you want to agree with the breakup. That's right, you just calm, you're cool, and you agree with the breakup. Again, that's calm, and you're cool and okay with it. Now, you may already be past this point. Like I said, you might have already kind of freaked out a little bit. Don't feel bad, that happens. But if you run into them again or see their friends or family, you now want to be calm, cool, and okay with the breakup. And the big thing is you'll be way ahead of the game if you just don't do all that crazy stuff. We're talking about the text message terrorism, the drunk dialing, and trying to see all their family and friends in that. Now, why does this work? Well, it works for a lot of very powerful psychological reasons. I'm just going to talk about a couple. And I can't remember if it was my father or my grandfather that introduced me to this phrase, but it's so true through life. It's the hungry dog doesn't get fed. If you just imagine for a moment, you hear some scratching on your front door, and you open the door, and it's some mangy dog with his ribs sticking out, and he's you can tell he's starving to death. But your first instinct is to get him out, to get him away from your doorstep. Now, if you open that door and, it's a well-groomed dog, you tell he's fed, he's got a collar, he belongs to somebody, and you treat that dog a lot better than you treat the dog that's, kind of showed up on your doorstep hungry, if you will. Now, their main psychological reason, and please burn this into your head or memory, write it down, is people want what they can't have. This is so true. Whether it's jobs, when is it hardest to get a job? When you don't have a job. It's easy to get a job when you already have one. The same is true with money and credit. They loan money to people that don't need the money all the time. When you have no credit, it's almost impossible to get any credit. And the same things hold true with love and attention. So, if you've blown it, it's okay. Is there still a chance? You betcha. And here's what you want to do. You just want to write a short note and include these things. Don't add to it and don't take away from it. But you want to let them know you're okay with the breakup now. You tell him or her that you agree with the decision to break up. If you did something bad, like have an affair, just briefly apologize. If you didn't do anything bad, don't find something to apologize about. That will be worse. But if you did something bad, just briefly apologize. Then tell them something really exciting has happened in your life, and you need to tell them about it sometime. Let them know that you want to give them some time to themselves for now, and then close by saying, maybe at some point we can be friends. And remember, you want to be calm, and you want to have a cool tone. If you'd like a little example of this letter, just hang out for a second and I'll give you a little example where you can get a little example. But this sets the stage for your next moves. Now, if you'd like to learn more, I really debated over this because for a couple of reasons. These are very controversial tactics. And some have called these mind control, and I've not very often because I'm usually helping people that want to get back with their exes, but it makes me very leery. And I thought for a long time before I actually released some of this information because I don't know who is exactly is going to be getting this. I'm assuming that you're an average. Well-meaning individual and that you're trying to get back with your ex with good intentions. So I just want to say that this is not for stalkers. It's not to be used for any kind of revenge. Don't try to get back together with them and just to break up with them or break their hearts. And I'm just going to throw a blanket out there. It's not for cuckoos, crazies, or weirdos. This is for just normal, loving people that have made some type of mistake in their relationships and want the best advantage of putting this back together and stopping their breakup and repairing their relationship. So if you'd like to learn more, just simply click the blue link below, or there may be a blue link to the right of this video. And I'll also have a little sample letter for you like I've showed you previously. So I hope this video has helped you, and I look forward to seeing you and rapping with you down the road. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.